So I've started this recording and all of this about the welder late, but good reason I got to get done because I got to get off this trailer because it's gonna rain and stuff. But I bought this welder, this Miller Big 40. We'll see if I can get it running. They said it ran when it first sat, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, it had wheels that were blown apart on the homemade trailer, so I got these from a friend, and I had to cut them and stuff to make them fit, but it's just gonna sit in on our farm and be dragged around by a tractor, so I don't really care how the wheels look and if they're even safe to really drive around. Anyway, that's what I'm doing, is I'm putting these on now so I can get this thing off the trailer. If you don't hear from me again, it's because it killed me. It makes this. I had those wheels off that truck or car and on and in my truck in like 5 minutes.
That's basically like the pawpaws, right? That
Yeah,
takes
it's
off
just
lug
as
nuts?
strong.
Oh yeah, baby. So it doesn't wiggle onto you.
Get off of there!
It's lower.
Lower than that is?
Yeah. This way more. Well. Oh my gosh.
Not as good as I imagined it going. Okay, today's hot and humid as usual, and I'm going to be messing around working on this generator welder, see if I can get it to run for us. It's a welder, but what I'm welding isn't big enough for, isn't really big enough for it. It takes like, it can run big gauge steel, and I only need to be doing some little fine stuff. So If I can get it running though, I can use it on my other welder because it puts out pretty high wattage, and this 2000 watt generator I have isn't really big enough for my welder. It can do it, but it doesn't like to do it. So let's see if I can get this thing running. Put a little juice. Okay, so I really gotta work on cleaning this place up, but today I'm going to try and get this thing started. I worked on it the other day and I realized the ignition coil plug is shorted somewhere. So I've got to get a new plug wire, or I had to get a new plug wire. And oh, here it is, new plug wire. So I'm gonna hook it up and give it a go, see if that fixed it. If it did, that'd be awesome. Be done with it. Okay, so I'm testing this ignition coil and all the wires and stuff, but I don't know if you can see there or not. It's sparking when I do that. So apparently that means it's good. And I checked it on a spark plug also, and it had spark coming from just the cool wire. So now I'm gonna pull apart the distributor and sandpaper down some connections and stuff and see what we can get popping. Okay, so update. Like a goober, I didn't record yesterday. I got spark. I just had to clean a couple more contacts after just trying to search why I wasn't getting spark. Had to clean a couple more contacts, took the top off this thing finally. I'm changing the oil right now, and I did get it to turn over yesterday and spark a little bit. So I'm gonna change the oil, get the new filter on it, get the new oil in it, get all that ready. And then I'm going to see how she runs after that. We don't have a muffler anymore. That got excommunicated from the engine. So I'll have to get a new muffler for it. It was rotted through. I have to get a new muffler for it and some other stuff, and a new glass bulb for the, or a new, I don't remember what it's called. It's a fuel filter for it, before I can really run it, but I'm gonna try it today and see how it runs after I get the oil changed, but that's the plan. Okay, I'm back at the welder. I haven't recorded for a couple of days, I don't think. Right now I'm gonna time lapse this, but I'm reworking some wiring for it that's frayed, just to clean it up and make it a little bit better connections. Put a new muffler on it. Runs great, welds great. I haven't shown the welding yet, but I will. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm probably gonna use it today to weld some of the containers, so we're gonna give that a go. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So this is the unofficial first start that you guys are going to see. I've already started once I got excited, so let's do it. You're not going to be able to hear anything, but I'm going to turn this on and show you that it does run. And it ran out of fuel because that fuel turned off. So I'm officially starting on the container, and there's our first hole. And there's probably about 15 or so holes like this that I'm gonna have to patch. I didn't know what they were gonna be like, so for most of these I think I'm going to go get some steel to patch them. But right now I'm just cleaning off a couple of them and finding out how I need to patch, at least how to patch one. Is it light, Patty?
Huh?
Is it light?
It has a mind of its own.
It's like it's not made to go through the dirt, is it? update on the first couple hours of intentional working on the container, messing around on it. But today we're doing a little more roof molding, and as you can see, it takes a while to mold it, but my welds are not pretty, and they're definitely not good, but they are hopefully, and so far, watertight. So as my favorite saying is, grinder and paint. Patterson, I've said it like 5 times here today. Makes me the welder I am not, or I ain't, because it rhymes. But that is it so far. Not much progress, but it takes a while, and it's easier, way easier to do when it's darker outside. But because I can see more. But anyway, as you can see, here's what the holes kind of look like when they start. So I'm having to put in big sheets over top of stuff, and I'll grind it down a little bit, make it look a little better than that, clean them up. But mainly I just care about it being waterproof and having some structural support, like making them back like how they were before. But as you can see, there's that one. Gonna be some holes there, probably there a hole. There's some holes here, I know for sure. I've patched those over there already. Also, this thing's been running amazing. The Miller Big 40. I'm just running it as a generator, even though it is a welder. I don't have the right leads for it yet, and probably when we get inside the container, I'll get some leads, some type of leads, probably not the ones really made for it, but if I can get a good price on some, I'll get some. So I can do the big structural steel a little easier. Anyway, back to this. There is a plate that someone has put in at some point and then flex seal it over. So I'll grind that down, find any holes, fix it. Same with all these. You can see they've just kind of tried to flex seal and save these spots. So all that's got to come off down to bare metal, find out where you can hear it right there. There's one. Anyway, there's going to be a hole. And then I've got these little spots I'm going to touch up, clean up, fix. So I'll lay back here. And then last but not least, I've got this one right here I've got to fix. I've got to level these out a little bit from the inside and out here and make them a little more uniform, just in a couple spots where it bends up and a couple spots where it bends down. And then all the way down here, looks good. Obviously we're gonna wire wheel all this rust off the top and just keep our way working back. Once we've cleaned all the rust off and got it down ready for paint, we'll go ahead and put our primer on it. And I'll be putting a primer, black primer, like a rust stop kind of paint over it as we go, so that when we're ready to paint it, it'll be a prepared surface and ready to paint, and all these rust spots are going to get that. And then we've got an elastomeric paint that's going to go over top of it, and once that's done, the roof will be done, and we'll paint the whole thing pretty much at that point. And Patterson is making us dinner right now. Thank you, Patterson.
Huh?
I said thank you, Patterson, for dinner.
You're welcome.
So that's our construction site. Here, I'll show you guys everything. That's where we do our cooking and drinking and that kind of stuff. And then that's where our potatoes are, which you guys will see a video about. It's our storage trailer that we're going to store everything from inside the container, which we need to start doing soon. There's the van, there's my truck. So we sleep and watch movies and stuff. Still doing all that in the van. We're not cooking as much in the van because it's summer. It's kind of hard to cook in the van during summer because it's so hot. So, and we also have outside cooker now, so we'll be doing most of our pan cooking outside, especially when it's not raining. But we always have the option of cooking in there, and we'll probably bake some bread when it's a little bit cooler outside in there, so we don't make it a heat box. But anyway. Last time you saw this, I was working on welding a bunch of patches over here, and I just decided I'm not going to record everything I do. I'm just going to record like certain sections or whatever that I think are important. It's probably the biggest section, and also it had been raining the last couple of days, so I just wanted to keep a focus on getting this done before the rain got too bad. So anyway, now I'm painting it over. This is what I'm doing on each spot once I'm finished with it. It's just I'm using it as a primer, but it's just a rust converter or rust reformer, but it's also a good primer and helps me know when I'm done with somewhere, and so I don't just instantly start rusting again. So anyway.
What happened, Dalton?
Just finished welding everything. This is our last patch. I cut out from the last patch I had to put in.
It looks like what's that guy that? What does Ryan Reynolds play? He looks like that. That mask.
Ghost Rider?
No,
Deadpool?
yeah,
What looks like that?
that welding thing.
What welding thing? Oh. So that's the last hole, last patch put in place. As you can see, my immaculate welding skills. So good. I'm such a good welder. I just made sure it's not going to leak because I'm not a good welder. We're patched here. I've patched pretty much everywhere. Some places like this, I just built back up. I built some metal back up because putting a patch there would have been hard. Because there was no hole there. There was just like I could tell the metal was getting thin. So there's places like that, and then there's places like this that already had existing repairs, and then I did this and I did that. But I had to re-weld all the seams because the guy who welded last. If there's one thing there's one thing I did do. I made sure there's enough weld on all the gaps. But no, for real though, that I made sure that it wasn't going to leak anywhere, and just reinforced as much as I could. And that's as far as we've gotten so far on the roof, all the way from these patches up here, which y'all have kind of seen me do, all the way down there where I'm working now. So the next thing is come through and grind this all down and then paint over it with a rust primer, and get it prepped for paint, and make sure there's no other holes, and work on getting the roof back level, because there are some, you can see when you're here especially, you can see how it dips down some in different places. So I need to go on the inside and just make sure it's at least all to the same height inside, and then we can work on filling the problems once we have it framed and stuff. But anyway, okay, that's the update. Okay, we're basically halfway done getting the roof ready for primer. Oh, almost fell and died there. This is what the rest of it looks like. It's all welded now, officially, and all the holes are closed in. I've got to touch up these welds up here a little bit, but it's all officially done. But you can see how far we've made it. We're doing it panel by panel, and I think we did 3, so we have 6 more left. So if we do 3 tomorrow, and then 3 the next day, we'll be officially done. But anyway, that's where we're at today. We've done that, and then we'll have to do the rest before we can even start working on cutting windows. We gotta do that, then we'll level the places we'll bring them up to level with the roof, and then we'll cut windows on the sides, but we need it to be level first. So level the roof, level the building or the whole container, then we'll this is after we've painted the roof and stuff. Then we'll look at cutting windows and doors, and once we've looked at cutting windows and doors, I'll buy the metal tube to support the area where we cut the door or window, and we'll go and install that with each door and window. But anyway, things are moving pretty quickly now. Right back into it. Things are moving pretty quickly now. After I've got the welding done, the welding just took forever. Each little plate and everything just took a long time to get the holes patched. But now that they're patched and done, we're moving pretty quickly. So anyway, we'll see how much more welding and stuff we're gonna have to do, but for now that's where we're at. Okay, we're back on the roof. It's been a while, but as you can tell, I've got this angle iron. This is gonna be our middle beam. It's gonna help flatten out the roof. So like you can see right here, big area, big gap, needs to be pushed up and pushed down in some areas. I've got the push up part pretty easy. I gotta figure out the push down part, the pull down part, but there's the whole run of it. And I'm going to, it's kind of hard to record and be up here because I feel like I'm gonna fall off, but I've got to take some measurements, get these lined up, weld them in the middle, and then we'll push it up to it and weld on the ridges up to it to where the roof is at a level spot. We're gonna run a line across this, or not level, just a flat spot. And then I'm gonna take, and once I've done that, I'm gonna take this and run some 1" by 1" supports to the outside so it holds its position, and also that will help prepare for when we get our sheeting on here to have the roof finished. So that's what we're doing. Here we go. This is what it looks like right now. Still need to clean out the rest of these boxes and stuff, but the roof is no longer sagging anywhere. If anything, it's high in a couple spots, but we'll have to address that here in a little bit. But I think that's pretty much the roof sag taken out, which means I can probably go ahead and start welding on the roof. And then once it's adjusted, we can adjust it down wherever it comes down and stuff. But anyway, there it is. Just an update on how the roof is going. The middle beam is attached. We have our first slope arch. But we'll cut 2 more of them. But anyway, it's in though, so it's pretty cool. Her cut, so I gotta cut 2 more of those, and then the rest of them are just straight cuts. Okay, here's the roof update. Welded in all its spots that needed help raising the roof. All the cross braces are in. Roof is way sturdier. There's some places where it still flexes down a little bit, but flexing doesn't matter down, because it's not going to do that unless there's weight on it. But where it was before, it barely had anything holding it up, so it would easily pop itself back down even if we pushed it up. So this, which is what I've been working on, is putting these cross members in. It also prepares us for when we put the roof on it. You can tell there's a slight pitch to it, very slight pitch, and that's the goal. It's have a slight pitch. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the inside now. I don't know if I ever showed you the inside much. It's got a lot of condensation right now. That's all we've got to do. But you saw the inside while I was working on the roof, how I had boards up and stuff, but now it's holding itself above flat a little bit in some places, but basically flat all the way through, which is good. So we'll have the clearance we need, or at least be tall enough to build a uniform box in here of framing. Yeah, so next goal is to get all that figured out, start getting ready to cut windows. We've got to clean up in here a little bit to clear all this out. That's our 2 casement windows. There'll be one of those at the very end of the container, and then one of them will be in the bathroom, like right here, just to give the bathroom some light.